with Sarah Story, and all throughout January, Radio 1 Dance have been tipping artists that we think are destined for big things in 2025. They're called our future stars, and with me in the studio now is one of my picks. It's Josh Baker. Hiya.
Hi, Sarah, you okay?
I'm very, very well. It's good to see you.
You too.
Did you have a good Christmas?
I did. Played a few shows, worked with new music, relaxed a bit, and ready for hopefully a bigger 2025.
We think it's going to be a very big 2025. The last time that we were together, we both made our debuts at Circo Loco in Ibiza.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Can we talk about that?
It was full of tequila, mainly me, to be honest. But when I saw the set times and I realised we were playing up at the same time, I was a bit like, uh-oh, this is going to be a problem. But I had such a good time that night, and you smashed it. I was told you smashed it.
Yeah, it was a good night. That was probably my highlight of the Ibiza season. Playing for Circo was a big moment for both of us, which I think we reminded each other about 10 times. But yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, that was a good night. My head was very sore the next day. Anyways, moving on swiftly, we have to talk about your hair. Now, I know you're wearing a cap right now, and we won't make you take it off, but, you can just look at Josh's Instagram and you'll see his beautifully glossy hair that he has. Now, can we ask you where you get it cut?
A guy called Jacob Heron at Ted Jacobs Barbers in Wilmslow.
Right, okay.
But actually, a funny story about getting a haircut. I was on tour in Scotland in December, and a guy cold DM'd me, and I really needed a trim.
Okay.
And I went on his Instagram. He looked pretty smart, so I actually went and got a haircut off a random dude.
Did it go well?
It went great.
Oh,
so if you're listening, I forgot his name now. But if you go on my vlogs on YouTube, it was in Aberdeen. So of all the places, I got a trim in Aberdeen, which was top shelf.
Top shelf trims in Aberdeen. Yeah, we need to get his name. We need to give him a shout out. And so Jeremiah Asiyama, who's on 1Extra and on Radio 1 on Saturday night, he pays £140 for a haircut every 2 weeks. Is yours as extortionate as that?
I think I'm paying about £34 every 6 to 8 weeks, I'd say.
Oh, that's not too bad.
It's usually when I see a gig video and it looks a bit messy at the back, and I need to get a trim.
I love that you don't check the mirror, you check the videos from the gigs.
It's the back of the head's more important. Like most people, like, what does it look like from the front? For me, it's the back in the videos. It needs to be nicely squared off at the bottom.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, moving on from hair, let's talk about your running club.
Yes. It's hard work, actually. We've had a few which have been good fun, a few where people turn up without sleeping, so it's a accident waiting to happen, I think. But
have you done that? Have you ever done that?
I have never gone for a run without sleeping, no, I'll be honest. No. I
just couldn't imagine anything worse than doing that.
Well, we did one in Norwich, right? So I did back-to-back gigs at a place called
Gonzo's 2 Room.
I would never remembered that, so thank you.
It's such a great club. I played there. It's such a good club, isn't it?
So yeah, I did back-to-back nights there, and it made sense to make use of the morning of the second day. So we met at like 10 a.m, I think, and I think like 30 people turned up, like 3 of which hadn't slept. One of them had gone to an after party and was still in jeans, ran his first ever 5K. But funnily enough, he messaged me about a week ago, the guy, he ran his first half marathon, that got him into running, and he's still running. So,
wow.
Yeah, who would have thought?
That's really good. Yeah. Fair play. No, I think it's great that you do that, because you are really into your fitness, aren't you?
It allows me to, just kind of party without as much guilt, because I know it balances it all out.
All right, so you're still partying just as hard?
Yeah, well, you've witnessed it, yeah. Yeah, he witnessed it.
You definitely didn't go for a run the next day after Circo,
no,
did you?
No, people seem to ask me that, like, you're going to go for a run tomorrow? I'm like, no. Like, the two don't really mix too much. Like, when I'm partying, that's its own sport, and then the running's separate to that.
Because you seem pretty good when you're touring. You go to the gym in the hotel, right?
Yeah, I'm, not to, like, kind of try and brag, but I'm very good at getting back at it after partying. I think if you party hard enough, like, after it, I'm like, I need to sort myself out and get straight back at it. Like, go to the gym, go and work out, go for a walk, try and reverse the damage I've just done.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the thought of going to the gym next day is horrible, but actually, once you do it and you're doing it, you kind of forget about the hangover and
I don't know, if I'm actually hungover, I won't go to the gym. I'm not lying. Like, I could pretend to do, but, the day after that, always, never skip a Monday is the motto.
Okay, I need to keep that in mind. Skipped a few. I need to get back on it in January. And maybe I should come running with you, Josh.
Yeah, let's do it.
Maybe. I could probably do a 5K. I don't know how long it'll take me. Right, so let's talk about your festival.
Yes,
Because
hide
you
and
run
seek.
Hide and Seek Festival.
Yeah, probably one of the proudest things, that I've managed to build in this kind of crazy journey. But yeah, we're on to year 6 this July. Mm-hmm. And by the time this airs, the lineup may be out. Actually, no, it won't be. The lineup's out next week.
Okay, yes. So
This airs this Friday, doesn't it?
Yeah, this Friday, yes. So
Yeah.
we won't know who it is. Okay. And we're very excited to see the lineup because the lineup last year was wicked.
Yeah, it was big.
Yeah.
And bigger this year.
Some people might be like, Josh Baker, we've never heard of him. And if you're really obviously in the dance scene, we'll know exactly who you are. But you've been at this for a long time, haven't you? It's not just an overnight success thing. You've been, grafting away.
13 years. Yeah, seems crazy. So I started off DJing, then learned to produce and just chipped away at it for a long time. And then, doors started to unlock. But I was never in a rush with the whole thing. I've always been really patient. So when people say, like, how do you stay motivated? I've never really felt like motivation was a thing. I've just enjoyed each step of the journey, and like this new unlock this year of like working with more vocalists and all the kind of things that are starting to happen. Like that's just another part which I'm enjoying.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, when they see people doing well online, they put this pressure on themselves to be like, well, it happened for them really fast. So,
Yeah.
it should be for me. But I think actually you're right. Enjoy the process.
Yeah.
And just slow and steady wins the race, right?
Yeah, and I think you can probably relate. Some of the best memories are like the smallest gigs right at the start. So just know that the things you're doing now as an artist or whatever industry you're in, they're probably going to be the fondest memories when you look back at them. So just try and embrace it all.
Yeah. And it's good to do the not so good gigs, because when you do the great gigs, it's like, it's a sense of achievement, isn't it?
Yeah, you can really compare the two and it makes you realise how far you've come.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so it really kicked off for you when you released Something to Me last June. We made it a future dance track ID. How much did it all change for you after that track?
It's a weird one, right? Because I made the tune. It was actually 3 days ago this week that it came on my TikTok, memories. That was the day I posted a TikTok of the track. And it was just like a little loop with a sampled vocal. And to be honest, like nothing really no one said you've got a hit on your hands there. No one at all. Ended up playing the track a bit. It was an old 90s R&B vocal. And I sent it to a lot of DJs who probably don't even remember. No label bit my hand off. Well, snapped my hand off for the tune. And then our good friend Sam from 360 heard the tune via TikTok. And he was like, I'm keen on that. Where's the vocal from? And I told him. And they were looking into clearing the sample. And we also spoke about getting a re-sing. And I happened to be in London like 2 weeks later. And Bianca, who sung on Misleading, we'd already made Misleading. I knew her voice would be perfect for it, but it's crazy because she was the only singer I actually knew at that time, really. So I was like, okay, can you come and try and re-sing this thing? She came into the studio. It's like a classic story. She literally just got the lyrics on her phone, had a go at singing it. I didn't even really know what I was doing with recording the vocal, and then took it away, sent it to Sam, and he was like, I think that sounds way better. I was like, this doesn't sound good. Like, it was way better before. Kind of because my ears, when you heard something so many times,
you get so used to it.
You can't. And I put it on TikTok, people like, change the vocal back, what's this? And like looking back now, the new vocal sounds so much better than the old sample.
Yeah, I've seen a clip of the old sample on your.
I
think it was on your
I reposted it.
Yeah, and I was like, the new version sounds so much better.
Yeah. So anyway, we ended up like released on 360. My first time I got a Radio 1 play. Like Radio 1 really supported that record. I think it's got 5 million streams on Spotify. It was funny because my goal last year was 1 million streams on Spotify. Like I really wanted to get 1 million, and then obviously that tune's gone crazy. But I don't think that tune changed loads for me because there's so many things building at the same time.
Yeah.
But it was like a I think that everyone could see on the outside, but I think like the way Hide and Seek was building, You and Me was building.
Yeah.
There was a lot of like moving parts in the machine. But yeah, that was like something which I think people could go and listen to it, wherever you go, etc. And people, they go crazy when they hear it. So
you can join the dots, can't you?
Yeah, it kind of joined. It was like a piece of the puzzle which brought it all together. Not like, I don't think that was a single thing. It just joined a lot of things together. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's get it on. Let's play it now. Josh Baker and Something to Me on Radio 1. And let's talk about your festival. You run Hide and Seek.
Yes, based in Cheshire. We're on to year 6, and next week we'll be dropping the lineup for the 2025 edition.
Wicked, exciting. Keep your eyes on Josh's Instagram for that.
That hair question's funny.
We always like to do something light-hearted at the start. You are? Put that in. Right, what have you got lined up for 2025?
So hopefully release a lot of music again. I've made more than I can even put out probably in the last 6 months. It's kind of hard because you don't want to overdo it. But yeah, hopefully find a home for all that. I think I'll start a new label to do it all.
Because you've got You and Me.
Got You and Me, which is probably more, I use the word underground loosely, but like more EPs, traditional sense, whereas I want to do something that's more singles based.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of music coming out. I would like to think a big summer in Ibiza. It's shaping up to be that, you know, playing festivals, which I dreamt of. So to be honest, living the life that I dreamt of for the last 13 years, like we kind of mentioned. So just taking it all in and enjoying every bit, hopefully.
You're going to have a big 25. We're very excited for you, Josh. Right, so you're going to stick around. You're going to be in the mix for the last bit of the show. What can we expect from the mix?
Some unreleased bits from You and Me, some of my big hits from 2024, a few classics which I've been playing literally since I started DJing. I tried to get something that was quite fun, but also a bit educational for the space that I'm in that some people may not be familiar with.
Okay, brilliant. Right, can't wait for that. 9:30 tonight, Josh Baker in the Future Dance Mix.
Boom.